Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Supportive Oracle cards, Wisdom of the House of Night. On the back here above the barcode is who created them. Alright, already shuffled. I'm just going to put those there for a minute, and we're going to put these here. Let's see, what do you have? No, I feel like there's a couple more spots we have to put things in, but... Are we good? Yeah. Alright, now I want that other card too. Out this one card. Okay. Whew. Capricorn. Feels good. Just to start off. Overall, I feel like it's really good. Now, this is face down. This is what's coming into the situation. The situation is kind of starting off with this energy, but it's kind of a little bit... like I feel like you're getting involved in something that you're very excited about. You're kind of jumping in quicker than you normally would. I'm feeling like you are jumping into something quicker than you normally would. It feels like it's a little uncomfortable, but it's working out. It's uncomfortable because you don't really jump in like this usually. But it's like you're able to keep it under control and you're able to do it, but it doesn't feel like it jives with your normal energy. And I feel like you're excited about it. You're very hopeful moving forward. And this is a face down energy because everything seems to be taking off pretty quickly. But you have the Magician on your side. It's almost like you feel to get this situation really off the ground, it takes a quick start. So you're allowing it and you're promoting it. It's just not a normal energy you would use. It's almost like you're kind of going against your own thoughts in the sense of like, well, I don't know if this is the best way to start a situation. But in the other side of your brain, you're like, yeah, but if I want it to happen, I'm going to have to start with this intense energy to really get this off the ground. So you're kind of in between. Like, I don't know if I really like it, but this is how it's going. There you go. You've got the King of Wands with the Star card helping you get this going. You're getting a lot of support. This might be why you're allowing it to go as quickly as it is, because it seems to be conducive with what you're dealing with. Like, it's almost like a fast-moving situation. It's almost like getting involved in a race. You're like, well, it's a race. You gotta get going. You gotta move fast. Like, you don't get into a race to just slowly get up to speed. It's a race. You gotta get going. You gotta go fast. So this is what the situation calls for, and you're very excited about this. And that's kind of those two cards coming in. Like, this is something you're seeing for what it is. Like, no, this is how it works. This is what the situation calls for. So this is what I need to do to keep up with it. Those two energies, like you've got a lot of supportive energy around you, keeping it going. That's what we're getting for that. I don't know what else I'm looking for. It works. You got the Lover's card on your side. It could be a romantic situation, true, but at the very least, it's like meeting the grade, getting the expectation out of it, very happy with how it goes. You're jumping into this, you're going into this a lot quicker than you normally would. It's like getting involved in a race and you're like accepting, like, well, it's a race. I'm going to have to go fast. Got to start right off fast. And it's working. It's working. You're making it work. I feel like you're getting used to this a lot quicker than you're expecting to. Two face down cards in the environment. This is where it starts to be like, I knew it. This is the I knew it energy coming in. Capricorn is someone who builds up to something. So in the environment, you got these two cards, the Eight of Cups and the Devil card. You're getting involved in something really quickly. This energy you're getting involved with, it seems like there's drawback here. It's hidden. At this point, it's face down and it's hidden. But what I'm actually getting, somebody is walking away from something and they have a debt to pay. Somebody has a debt to pay to a past situation. And I feel like they're still bound and tied to something. So if this is a love situation and this seemed to start off really quickly, there's somebody else owes somebody else something. Like a past relationship is going to come back to haunt them. They're moving on for something too quickly. They're trying to escape something like that. Whatever it is you're jumping into quickly, there's going to be repercussions. It's almost like that part of your brain in the back, part of your brain saying, well, this isn't normally how I go about things because that doesn't create a strong, stable base. It's like that part of your brain back here saying, this isn't how I usually do things. Even though it's working out, even though on the surface level you're seeing everything go well, it's kind of like that other part's going to come around. The truth will be known. Again, I'm feeling that Capricorn energy saying, yep, this is why I don't do things this way. I feel that Capricorn energy coming through like, yep, this is why I don't do things this way. This is why I don't handle things this way. The truth comes forward with the Page of Pentacles saying, oh, it's been going well to this point, but I have these other responsibilities that I've kind of been neglecting. This is the energy you're dealing with. A lot of stress automatically comes in on the whole situation. You're kind of like, oh, okay. All right, well, that's something that has to be dealt with. I got involved in this really quickly. I know it's a race situation, but I don't have all the information I need to keep this sustaining at this level. Somebody else is saying, well, this has been going on. This is what I have to deal with. This is what I haven't been telling you. Automatically enters a lot of stress. It's like in 2 seconds, the situation is really, really stressful for you. Not that you can't overcome this stress, but it's kind of like when you first find out, you're like, oh boy. You're like instantly overwhelmed. Like, all right, there's a lot going on here, a lot that I wasn't seeing, and now I have to devise a plan to deal with it. 7 of Coins is telling me you're automatically going into that let's plan it out mode. Let's figure it out mode. Let me dissect the situation. What does each component require? What needs to be done to deal with it? To either take care of it and get rid of it, or sustain it, or whatever needs to be done. You're immediately going into planning mode. With the 7 of Coins on your side, it's kind of like, all right, we've gotten this far. That's not really good, but we're already this far into it, so now what do we need to do to handle it? And you're dissecting it out. What do we need to do with each piece? Because that's the best way to handle it, is what I'm feeling for those of you who this really connects with. All right, this is the whole thing. Split it up. What does each piece require? How do we start implementing that? What do we need to do? It's going to take a bit of planning. You're going to need a minute to get your bearings. You're definitely going to need a minute to get your bearings. So for whatever you're dealing with, whatever the situation is, be it a person or a situation, you're like, all right, let me think. Let me get a plan together. You're also realizing this is kind of a race situation, so it's like you can't just sit around for a couple months and think about it. You're going to immediately have to start implementing things right off the bat, but it's kind of like, all right, what has to be taken care of now? We'll do that. What can wait? Good, because I need to plan that a little deeper. And it's kind of like you're going to have to keep adjusting as you keep going. You're working with this energy. You got the Beauty card, and you got the Success. You notice this success card has a contract on it. That's what it looks like to me anyway. I feel like what's happening here is that you're finding a way to help whoever deal with this situation. And it does make me feel you're a prime component to the success of this situation. This situation is not as good or I should say successful without you. You are actually pulling somebody's butt out of the fire is what I'm getting. Because you're helping somebody devise a plan, deal with things the way you feel like they should be dealt with. They're not handling it well anyway at this point is what I'm getting. So they're wanting things to change. They're communicating with you about what's happening around them, but I'm also getting the Sun card is coming out in the environment too. Things are getting better. Things are improving. You're helping somebody. You're literally pulling their butt out of the fire. Literally pulling their butt right out. The thing is, this does not make you comfortable What you're keeping hidden from this person or situation are these two cards, which is the Four of Cups and the Strength. It's taking a lot to keep you involved because you're not happy and you're not really, like, the fact that this was a hidden situation. How do I put this? The situation itself you're not happy with. The fact that it was hidden from you, like if you knew this at the gate, you'd have been like, this is not for me. You'd have walked away. They waited until you were a little bit invested in it before they told you, and that's why you're kind of still involved. It was deep enough to where you felt like you couldn't just walk away. You're not really happy with how this happened. It's taking a lot of strength to keep you involved because part of you keeps saying in the back of your brain, maybe I should get out of this situation. Maybe I should let it be. It may be something you keep very quiet and secret to yourself, but a part of you is feeling that way. Like, maybe I should get out of here. I don't know. If I knew this going into this, I wouldn't have gotten into this. And you're kind of teetering back and forth. I don't know. Do I want to get out of this? Should I just see it through at this point? Between you and the situation itself, whatever it is, a person or a situation, you got the self-worth. You're going to have to really evaluate what you really want. Is this going to be something worth it down the road? Or is it just going to be kind of like the best times are over and it's just kind of sustaining it? Is it going to go to a better place down the road, or is it just going to stay level? Because if it looks like it's going to go south, I feel like that's a no-brainer. You're going to be like, well, let me get out now before it gets worse. I feel like for those of you this is hitting with, it's either going to stay the level it is now, or it's going to get better as things go on. And if it's going to stay the same, is that okay with you? Because that's what you're assessing at this point. Are you going to stay a part of the situation? Because literally, at this point, like you had the Lover's card here in the past, right? You were very happy with the whole situation. It was going perfectly. You were excited. At this point, the Lovers has been downgraded to the Page of Cups. This is like, on a scale of 1 to 10, the Lovers is like hitting a 13. You know what I mean? On a scale of 1 to 10, the Page of Cups is like a 6 or 7. It's not bad. It's above average. It's not the Lover's card, though. It's a dramatic difference. It's a dramatic downgrade. That could feel noticeable. Like, if you pull it back down the scale, if you pull the Lovers down from a 13 to a 10, that would move this down from like a 7 to a 4. You know what I mean? That could feel like that to you. You know what I'm saying? This is where you have to decide. The Summon card is basically saying you're deciding what goes next. You're pointing the direction. What happens next is completely in your court. Some of you are going to work your way out of this situation. Some of you definitely are. Because the person you're dealing with is just needing a lot of direction. When I'm seeing the fledgling with the Wheel of Fortune in the environment, they need a lot of direction. They need a lot of direction, and it's basically the wheel. They're like subject to the wheel. What happens next? It's like what happens next, they're not planning well. They're not making decisions well. Somebody needs to help them, advise them to move forward. They don't know what to do, and they just seem to be at the mercy of what's around them, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, with the fledgling. They don't know how to handle what's coming towards them. They don't know what to do with it. Some of you are going to kind of step out and kind of like direct them where to go and tell them what to do next and just kind of diminish your connection to this person. Others of you are going to lock in and help them. Either way, you're going to be fine with the Ten of Pentacles. I don't see you burning bridges with this person, but literally some of you are going to be like, listen, I've done all I can. And you might advise them going forward, but you might just distance yourself from the energy as much as possible and kind of lead them in where they should go next and how they should live their life. In a sense, like you might like direct them to some more stable decisions, but you might slowly just pull back and pull back and pull back. Others of you are going to get deeper into the situation, and literally you're going to be helping this person figure out their life at this point. Hopefully not for the rest of their life, but for now you're going to be literally like holding their hand through the whole situation. I feel like that's something you need to know. For those of you this is really hitting with, it's realizing if you stay connected at this level, you're holding their hand until they get on their feet with the situation, and it's going to be a good long haul. before you're able to let go of their hand. It's like, I think of it as like a 7-year-old. I don't know if that seems inappropriate or not, but it's like you're leading somebody through a situation and they're 7 years old. It's going to be at least 10 years before they can stand on their own and take care of their own situations. And I feel like a lot of you, that's literal. It could be a literal 10 years before this person can handle things on their own because it's going to take that much work. Literal. I don't know why, like a decade seems like a long time to me, and I'm thinking that's exaggerated, but they're telling me it's not. Literally. For others of you who are backing away, you're telling them where to, you're directing them to people that are already in their life. You're helping them try to figure things out, but you're kind of like, you're going to go off on your own life, and you're slowly just diminishing it, and you're just kind of like, you know what, you're going to have to learn yourself, you're going to have to make better decisions. Some of us have to learn through the school of hard knocks. Just because you brought this problem to me doesn't mean I have to own it. Some of you are going to let this go. It's basically going to be like if you really want to be leading somebody down the road for that long a time, if you're okay with that. That's what's going to make the decision for you. I feel like most of you, when you get to this point, you're going to see it for what it is. You're going to be like, if I help this person, they're going to be looking to me for answers for years to come. Am I okay with that? Do I want that? And that's where you're going to make your decision. It's not bad. It's just kind of like, it changes. This Page of Cups, like, this really kills me, because that's a good card. But when it's coming after the Lover's card, it's kind of like, I don't know about this. Alright, I think that's it. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching, of course. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.